Keep your heads up, beautiful family in Jesus Christ. It's September 24th, and here's the verse of the day. Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. And regardless of what anyone else is doing, I'm going to keep walking you through the signs. All glory to our Father in the name above every name, Jesus Christ. And I'm going to keep walking you through the signs until our Father gives us the kingdom. And heaven and earth will pass away, but his word will never pass away. And his word is, the signs are in the sun, the moon, and the stars. And there's a lot of sunspots, and 3437 still right there. And in Strong's, it means he will return. And 3439 is still right there. And in Strong's, it means child, only begotten child. And Strong's 3442 is right there, right in the middle, earth facing. And it means Yeshua in Strong's. And 3443 means Yeshua in Strong's too. I showed you in the last video. But it's gone, like we're about to be gone. And sunspot 3444 is still there. And in Strong's, the transliteration is Yeshua, and the definition is salvation. And speaking of salvation, if you didn't know, Strong's 2424 is Jesus Christ, Yeshua. Yehoshua, contracted to Joshua, which means Yahweh saves, or Yahweh is salvation. Jesus Christ is properly Jesus the Christ, is his human name as the incarnate, eternal Son of God, Christ. His title means the Anointed One. 2424, Jesus, Jesus Christ. And all glory to our Father in the name above every name, Jesus Christ, the Anointed One. I showed you in the last video that the groom is with the moon. Well, here's what's gigantinormous. 2424 in Strong's is Jesus Christ. And it's right there with the groom and the moon. Tottenberg, also known as 2424 Tottenberg. And as you can see right there, it's right below the moon on the 26th in the water bearer. And groom is right above the moon. And just so you know, I'm going to make it very clear. Everything that was in the picture on the Revelation 12 sign on September 19th is still there. And everything besides the comet, the dragon Nishimura, has only moved about 1/4 of an inch to the left. But Nishimura's still there too, family, headed straight for Gel. And remember, they were both discovered on August 11th, 8/11, 70 years apart. And on the 26th, the comet, the dragon Nishimura, is either going to collide with Gel or go right over the top of it. It's on a collision course right now. And as you can see right there, the child is right there. It hasn't even went past her knee yet. And right underneath child is still the United Nations, and they've actually gotten closer. And waiting for the delivery, Miriam is still right there too. And Miriam means wished for child. And right under Miriam is Yeshua. And everything else is still there. Like I said, I just flew these in so you could get the picture. This is what it looks like today as we approach the end of the Jubilee and we go into the Day of Atonement. And as you can see right there, Terry and the star Casablanca, which means house, Casa, are almost perfectly lined up. And on the 19th, Casablanca was way behind Terry. And again, right now, it's right next to Terry. And I've been over it. And it's Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower and will watch to see what he will say unto me and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. Verse 4, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Well, here's why that's extremely beyond gigantonormous. And it's right here on the Times of Israel. First recorded evidence of Yom Kippur depicts the day of affliction. And when you scroll down, it says the earliest known written record of Yom Kippur observance can be found in the Dead Sea Scroll, known as Pesher Habakkuk, family. And it tells about a wicked priest who pursued a teacher of righteousness on Yom Kippur. And it says that the wicked priest was likely one of the Hasmonean priests or rulers who arrived, possibly with soldiers, to admonish the desert worshippers because that group was observing the Day of Atonement on what was considered the wrong date. Imagine that. And it's Pesher Habakkuk. And Pesher is from the Hebrew root meaning interpretation. The Pesherim commentaries became known from the discovery of the Dead Sea Scrolls. The Pesherim give a theory of scriptural interpretation of a number of biblical texts from the Hebrew Bible, such as Habakkuk and Psalms. And when you search Pesher name meaning, the second link after Wikipedia is Jewish Virtual Library. And it says, Pesher, word meaning, interpretation. It occurs only once in the Hebrew Bible. Who is as the wise man? And who knoweth the interpretation of a thing? Ecclesiastes 8:1. However, the Aramaic word Peshar occurs 31 times in the Aramaic portion of Daniel. And when you scroll down, it says, the first stage of divine revelation was imparted to the biblical writer, but it remained a mystery until the second stage, the interpretation Pesher, was imparted to the teacher of righteousness, and by him to his disciples. Thus, in the Habakkuk commentary, it says that God commanded Habakkuk to write the things that were coming on the last generation. Pesher concerns the teacher of righteousness, to whom God made known all the mysteries of the words of his servant, the prophets, completely in accordance with the statement at the beginning of the Damascus document, that God raised up for the righteous remnant, a teacher of righteousness to lead them in a way of his heart, that he might make known to the last generations what he was going to do to the last generation. God revealed his purpose to the prophets, but did not reveal to them the time when his purpose would be fulfilled. This further revelation was first communicated to the teacher of righteousness. All the words of the prophets had reference to the time of the end. The time of the end is at hand. And he's coming immediately. And I just got blown up with the Holy Spirit. All glory to you, Father, in the name above every single name, Jesus Christ. Much then of what the prophets had to say was believed to be in a kind of code. It could only be decoded when the teacher of righteousness was provided with the key. All glory to our Father in the name above every name, Jesus Christ. The child is the key, family. And these are his signs, right where Jesus Christ said they would be. Psalm 127, verse 1. Except the Lord build the house, they labor in vain that build it. Except the Lord keep the city, the watchman walketh but in vain. It is vain for you to rise up early, to sit up late, to eat the bread of sorrows. For so he giveth his beloved sheep. Lo, children are a heritage of the Lord, and the fruit of the womb is his reward.